Imagine going into work on your next working day just to be told that you're fired. That's exactly what's going on over there at UPS. Over 20,000 jobs will be cut. 400 facilities will go automated, if not fully, then partially.
It's an NTR Tech app. Please like the video, share, and subscribe to the channel. Truckers versus tariffs. More and more truck drivers are beginning to give up trucking due to tariffs and ports being empty. When truckers sit idle, not working, that has an effect on us and our homes. Items and supplies will be higher in price and harder to stock. Also, making fuel harder to obtain. As shortages can easily sneak upon us, always try to be prepared. Always try to have a plan for you and your family. Don't wait till the last minute to buy things and stock up on things. So let's hear what some of these truckers have to say about these ports being empty and freight just sitting.
Are the tariffs affecting me? No. But will they? It's like going to a Diddy party. You know you finna get fucked. So I know I'm finna get fucked. We're gonna just see how, can I get some baby oil? You know what I'm saying? What type of fucking they doing? Dry fucking? So, nah, they're not really affecting most truck drivers except for if you work at the ports. And if that happens, I just do a job like a hazmat. My dad does hazmat. Makes $2,000 for 3 days. That's my lick. I'm not telling nobody where it's at. And yeah, that's what I would do. And when you work hazmat, it's not no foreigners. So you ain't gotta worry about the influx of foreigners. So, always have a plan.
Flowing, prices rising, you're about to feel it. It's gonna be fast. Let's talk about the real consequences of the trucking crackdown and the tariff surge. Share and repost before it's too late. On April 28, 2025, President Trump's executive order enforcing strict English proficiency for commercial drivers combined with rising tariffs could trigger a domino effect unlike we've ever seen before. 350,000 truckers are at risk of losing their livelihoods. These aren't just numbers. Truckers are responsible for moving everything from food to fuel and medical supplies to electronics. Without them, the entire supply chain is in serious trouble. But that's not all. Rising tariffs on goods from overseas and slowing shipping are already putting a squeeze on the flow of products into the country. This double blow could mean more than just a temporary inconvenience. The consequences are real and they're coming. So here's what we could be looking at. Food shortages. No trucks mean no fresh foods. Shelves empty fast. Milk, eggs, bread gone. Without international shipping, also slowing, even canned goods could vanish. Prepare now or go without. Fuel shortages. Gas stations run dry. No deliveries means no fuel. Prices skyrocket as demand outpaces supply, especially with rising tariffs on imported oil. Supply chain breakdown. From medicine to electronics, supplies stop flowing. Stores close, factories halt. With imports crawling and trucks parked, shortages hit every sector. Rising cost. Everything gets more expensive. Food, fuel, essentials to live. Fewer drivers and new tariffs mean prices surge and your paycheck buys less and less every week. Unrest. Empty shelves and rising costs could spark chaos. People get desperate, fights break out, riots grow, one spark and things spiral.
All right, so this is for my drivers, right? I work LTL, right? So I pretty much pick up from a terminal and drop it off at another terminal. That's pretty much my job, right? Now, people that do that type of work, where you're bouncing from one terminal to another terminal, are your trailers super light? Has it kicked in yet? Are you guys noticing yet? Right? I've been working here for about a year and some change, and we never used to get dispatched with a trailer under 28,000 pounds. This week alone, I have not gotten a trailer over, we haven't been dispatched with a trailer over 22,000 pounds. I mean, am I tripping or what? Is it just me or what's going on?
We have some news right now. Donald Trump will be signing an executive order today that requires all commercial truck drivers in the United States to speak English, according to Breitbart and Caroline Levitt.
In other words, the trucking industry is in the process of completely collapsing because of the trade war. And, you know, they want to make sure the people that do get to keep their jobs speak English. Yeah, that's exactly what this is. You see, this regulation already exists. You're already supposed to speak English. They stopped enforcing it during the Shell Revolution because we needed truck drivers. And we couldn't find truck drivers. and lobbyists from the oil and gas industry went to Barack Obama and other people, I'm sure, in Congress and lobbied, and the decision was made to not enforce this rule. There are, Lord knows how many non-English speaking truck drivers in the oil and gas industry. I don't know how many there are. It's a lot. It's a lot. So this is definitely going to have a big impact on oil and gas. So what you're going to hear moving forward after today is a lot of people on the right saying, what's the big deal? It's already a regulation. But to me, it's not about whether it's already a regulation or not. It's about the reason why they're doing it. The trucking and transportation industry in the United States is about to collapse. And they want the drivers that get to keep their jobs to be English speaking. That is exactly what is happening. And I would also expect, some sort of exemptions to be coming out soon as well, because there's a lot of different kinds of truck drivers. There's interstate truck drivers, there's intrastate truck drivers, there's local drivers. There's a lot of different sort of classifications of drivers and what they do and what their requirements are. So if this actually, goes into effect and is implemented, expect to see some more color around who specifically this has an impact on. Also, wait to see if something comes out about drivers in the oil and gas industry being exempted. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying it's a strong possibility. I would ask Chris Wright how many non-English speaking truck drivers he has working for him at Liberty. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah. I would also look for Governor Gavin Newsom in the state of California to come out and probably maybe file some type of suit or injunction to stop this, because there is a ton of non-English speaking truck drivers in the state of California. So, and this may actually be targeted a lot more towards California. Yeah, maybe. So I guess we will see what happens.
It's a tough time being a truck driver. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just heard some news. A trucking company called LTI Services just completely shut down. 250 trucks, about 300 trailers, just completely shut down out of nowhere. Now, obviously, 250 drivers are going to be out of a job. They need to scramble to look for a job. But here's the thing is, when I was looking at it, reading the article, I was telling myself, why didn't they downsize, right? Why just completely shut down? Obviously, we understand they're losing money, but there are other alternatives where you don't need to shut down. You just downsize. Instead of having 250 trucks, maybe you have 50 trucks. It's manageable. But to completely shut down operations, obviously we only know from the outside, me reading the article, but man, 250 drivers out of nowhere got a message saying the company's shutting down completely. They're gonna get them home some way, somehow. But obviously, easier said than done. If these drivers are, God knows where they're at, trying to get them back. It's unfortunate, sad situation. It's a tough time to be a semi-truck driver right now, man. God bless each and every one of you, man.
So y'all, there's a reason why the Teamsters wouldn't support this regime. American truck drivers are collapsing. The empty ships coming in, 40%. 40% of all these cargo ships, if they come at all, are empty. The American truck drivers, the infrastructure's collapsing. There's less loads. And the thing is 90% of truck drivers voted for this regime. Yet just another populace that supported him that he is not delivering his promises on. This is a big deal, y'all. We need our truck drivers.
Imagine going into work on your next working day just to be told that you're fired. That's exactly what's going on over there at UPS. Over 20,000 jobs will be cut. 400 facilities will go automated, if not fully, then partially.
So most of us by now have seen the videos of the ports, and they're not very busy here in America, where we look at what's happening in China and there's a lot of parked vessels. Now we're hearing from port workers, and it's confirmed port workers are feeling the heat. In LA, layoffs have already started and cargo volume could drop another 10% through the year. Workers are being told to brace for a hiring freeze and mandatory time off in May as ports cut costs. With less work, truckers and longshoremen workers are facing fewer hours, and that's tough for 500,000 people who rely on the LA ports alone. The trade war hitting ports hard and workers are paying the price. Will shortages change how you shop? I'm pretty sure it's going to change how we all shop, because a $29 product now, or a $20 product, costs $49 on Amazon or any of the other sites. So a lot of us are going to be forced to vote with our dollars, and maybe there's things we don't need necessarily today that we can wait on. But expect this to happen nationwide as ports start to slow down their process, because there's just not going to be a lot of product going in unless we get an agreement on the trade war.
I was actually witnessing people in handcuffs that had been pulled in, and I was like, what's going on?
19th that the force was not administering tests. However, as of April 28th, the executive order now states that truckers who are unable to prove they are proficient in English will be placed out of service, enhancing roadway safety, according to the White House. Federal law is clear. A driver who cannot sufficiently read or speak English, our native language, and understand road signs is unqualified to drive a commercial motor vehicle in America. Department of Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said in a press release announcing the move on Monday.
The fact is, there's too many drivers on the road. When the government brought in, they relaxed on the English-speaking portion, and they brought in 100,000+ foreign drivers to fix what was a driver shortage at the time. Of course, when the government gets involved in everything, they fuck it up. So we've gone from a driver shortage to too many drivers, more drivers than free. As far as truckers layoffs and businesses laying truckers up, no, it's all bullshit. They're still filling orientations every week, several times a week, bringing new drivers in the industry. The only companies that are laying people off are, there's a few select countries out there, or companies out there that, put all their eggs in one basket. A lot of these big box stores, contracted up with freight. So, even Walmart and things like that are pulling away from load boards. What they're doing is they're taking things all off the load boards, away from smaller independent contractors, and giving it direct freight to carriers where you have to have at least 11 trucks. And those are the things that are causing some of the layoffs in those type of companies. The general freight industry in dry van is not slowed down any more than it always has. It's just too many drivers right now. That's all. We're nothing to do with fucking tariffs. Why anybody has a problem with tariffs and fair freight, fair trade, I don't know. It's kind of stupid. These same people on here will sit here and tell you, do not support someone that voted for Donald Trump. This guy voted for Donald Trump, don't support him, and follow him, don't support his business. They see that, they just as soon see that person fail, a fellow American suffer because of the way that they simply voted, and yet fight to keep trade with China. Now, as far as the tariff ain't affecting, the trucking industry's fine. It's normal shit going on. It's always going on. All right. So, that's my thoughts on that.